his career over again. Another couple of the boxers that the main boxers of those days was Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull, if you all have heard of him or seen the movie. Rocky Graciano, not to be mixed up with Rocky Marciano, Marcel, and Tony Zell, and LaVern. All three of these other guys end up being world champions. If the tragic ending of the book, if that hadn't happened to LaVern, there's no question that he would have been a world champion. Going in his prime, he was 25 years old when he died. And the importance of this book, why it makes it important, because nobody's probably ever heard of LaVern Roach. I got to interview Angelo Dundee before he died. I flew to Florida and interviewed him. And he gave me, first thing he said to me, he said, boxing changed because of LaVern Roach. And I thought, wow, he never said that about Ali or George Foreman or anything else, but he said boxing changed because of LaVern Roach. LaVern had his last fight was in New York. It was a guy named Georgie Small. Georgie used to be a sparring partner for him, preparing LaVern for other major fights. So he was odds-on favorite, LaVern, to win the fight. LaVern fought and controlled the fight all through 7 rounds. 8th round started, and LaVern was so far ahead on points, all he had to do was be standing when that last bell rang, and he was going to win that fight. And they already had a big fight planned for Yankee Stadium with Sugar Ray Robinson that summer, and possibly a fight with either LaMotta or Graciano for the championship. So at the age of 25, on his 25th birthday, he fought Georgie Small, and on the 8th round, Small came out, and somehow he was gave a desperation punch, and LaVern didn't duck enough and caught him and gave him injured him. Well, LaVern, being the tough Marine boxer that he was, he continued until 53 seconds left in the match, and the referee called it. He was just afraid LaVern was hurt too bad. And LaVern got up, went to his corner, and the referee came over and said, "LaVern, you're okay?" And LaVern said, "Yeah." "Do you know where you are?" He said, "Yeah." And then this was a nationally televised fight back then. And the cameras kept on rolling because they didn't know what to do because the fight ended a little bit earlier. So the cameras, and after he went over to his corner, he slouched down, passed out, and he died the next day. So it was a very tragic ending to a guy, and the importance of his death. His wasn't the only death on the TV. Other boxers had died, but he was a clean-cut, all-American Marine hero, and everybody loved the guy. And the sports, in a couple of month period, the New York sports papers, there's more written about LaVern than there was Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, or any other people. He was that good. He was a top-notch boxer. But unfortunately, he just did not have a very good ending. And I think I'll stop right there and let anybody ask any questions, and I'll try to answer them. Jay?
In the course of your research, have you uncovered, they still have films on him?
There's supposed to be films on him. I have not been able to tap that source yet. It was filmed on ABC, and somewhere in the vaults there's some film on that, but I have not been able to make any good contacts to get that yet. Any others?
Was he you said that he was in the service. Did he fight? Was he in combat?
He fought all of his fights in the ring. He wanted to go over. he was training to be an airplane mechanic. So he went to Cherry Point, North Carolina, and was training for that. And he found out that they had posted up on the gym boxing tryouts. So he went and found this John Abboud and asked him about that. And John said, "Sure, come out." And so he came out and was made. And John told him, said, you can do more good here than you can go overseas. A lot of people can go over and tote a rifle. Said, building up the morale, these military teams went around and fought local people up and down the coast and Golden Gloves. Said you could feel, the type of person you are, you could be a hero to the American youth, do more here. So he never went, but he always said he was ready to. Anything else? Well, I guess that's all I have. I want to thank you. The book, West Texas Middleweight, is it's on sale. John back there has some. I will say one thing. This is my first book, and I'm been very fortunate in it, and Texas Tech Press has done a great job in publishing it. It took a while for me to get it published, but at the end, I think they did a great job. I found out about 2 weeks ago that about 2 months ago I was nominated for a finalist for a Book of the Year award for sports nonfiction. And about 2 weeks ago, in Chicago, June 24th, they made the announcement, and this came in third place. It won a bronze medal for Book of the Year award. So I'm very gratified and pleased with that. Somebody's supposed to ask the question. And the question is, do I think LaVern deserves to be in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame? And the answer is yes, I do.
It's not a question exactly, but I just wanted to meet you because LaVern's my cousin.
Oh, really?
And
Frank Sikes.
yeah, Jerry Brown.
Jerry, nice to meet you.
I almost missed this because I thought it was started at 4.
Okay. Well, good. So how are you?
Inez was my mother's niece.
Okay, Inez was LaVern's mother.
Yeah, that.
Yes, well, very good. Nice.
Inez, I've known them all my life.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here. Congratulations on the
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.